Dear students, in this video, I am going to give you some reading tips of IELTS. You can keep this kind of techniques for every reading. What you have to do, first of all, people know about me. I'm not going to describe this one. First of all, for reading purpose, as you know that there are 300 to 400 or 500 words in every reading passage. So all the information for the reading is not that important. It actually depends on the information you are going to look for. For example, first of all, very important thing is that you need to go for looking at the questions. Read the questions first, because you need to know what are the information you are looking for in the passages. It's not that every information in the passage is important to you, or every information for the passages will give you the correct answer of the question. So first of all, look at the questions. After going through all the questions of the passage, then you will have some keywords in your mind. What are the things, or what are the question are asking for? Is it a fill in the gaps question? It is a yes no very good question. What are the question asks for? So after looking at the question, then start go for reading. Never ever go for reading at the first time. That's my first and foremost advice to you guys. After that, while you're reading the passage, please look out the title, the headings, any special features such as capital letters, underlining, italics, figures or graphs, anything of the passage. For example, sometimes any capital letter means that there is a proper names, or the year's name, or the title, what the title is saying to you, or the headings of the passage. So sometimes these titles and headings give you the clear vision what the passage is about. So go look for this one after reading the questions. Then you should make sure that you understand all the questions and the instructions of the questions carefully. Pay attention to the timing. Do not spend too long on one passage or question. If you think that I cannot find the answer of this question, just skip it. Nobody is going to give you any kind of negative marking for that. So pay attention to your timing. While reading the first passage, you can spend only 20 minutes. Take a piece of clock and then start thinking what is the timing about. Do not try to read every word. Make sure every word is not important to you guys. You are reading for a purpose. That means you are going to have answers of the questions, not all the informations. So every word is not that important. Most of the time what happens, that for every passage there are few number of paragraphs. Definitely you will find a lots of paragraphs in a passage. So in every para, first two sentences and last two sentences actually give you most of the information. At least I would say 90% information of this para. It's true for most of the passages actually. In my opinion, when I started reading about this one, I got this kind of things together. So I would suggest first two lines and last two lines are very important. If in this para you find any kind of quotation of somebody else, or someone has said this kind of things, that quotation is also important when it is at the middle of the paragraphs. Then if you do not know the answer to the question, attempt it, but do not waste time. Move quickly on to the next one. Reading tips. One important reading tips. Do not panic. If you do not know anything about the subject of the text, all the answers can be found in the text. Use your information from the passage. Do not use your general knowledge of yourself. For example, I know that if I hit myself, I will burn myself. But in the passage, it is showing that if I hit myself, I do not burn myself. So do believe this one, because it's very important. Do not use your general knowledge. Use the information from the passage. and the words you use must be taken from the reading text. You must not change the form of the words in the text. For example, there are no clues in this section for fill in the gaps. You need to use the word from the passage. So you cannot change the grammar, you cannot change any kind of tense of the words. So do use the same word has been written in the passage. Do not worry if there is a word that you do not understand, doesn't have any meaning. Okay, sometimes while we read all the passages, we understand all the words or the meaning of the sentences. Do not need to worry about any kind of synonym that you do not know the meaning. So go with the flow. Definitely, you need to check your spelling while writing your answer to the answer script. You need to check your spelling and be careful. Carefully use your singular or plural correctly. If in the passage it is singular form, write down the singular form. It is in plural form, write down the plural form. Do not change it. Focus precisely on what you are asked to do in completion type of question. For example, most of the time it's completion type, means fill in the gaps type of question. When these kind of questions will be there, you need to precisely need to know what they are asking for. If they ask for 3 words, write down the 3 words. If they ask for just write down numbers, just write down the numbers. So focus precisely on it. For example, if the question asks you to complete the note in the blank and the correct answer is evening, just write the evening as your answer. Note that in the evening would be incorrect. So be careful on it. Pay attention to the word limit. For example, if you are asked to complete a sentence using no more than 2 words, so write down 2 words, not more than that. Even you cannot write any kind of prepositions and article, that would be incorrect. Lastly, attempt all the questions. There are no penalties for your incorrect answers, so you will lose nothing. So write down. If your guess is correct, who knows what, you will get the mark. So thank you so much for listening to me. Hope you have understood little bit of reading tips. I will give you some more reading tips in the later video. Thank you so much.